Quick shout out to my Patreons who keep this channel going. You can join my Patreon down in the description below. Once again, welcome back to the channel. Today we're reacting to the 8th episode of Log Horizon. This one's titled Villain in Glasses, or at least that's the Funimation title. I can also see Villain Behind Glasses and Devious Four Eyes as different translations of the title, so I'm not sure which is the more accurate translation, but I assume almost all of them are referring to Shiroi. Like, it just makes the most sense that he would be the one doing it. Like, yes, it could be about Henrietta, I suppose. She's also in glasses, but it's probably to do with Shiroi and whatever his second stage of the plan is, because we're enacting the second stage. I know it's been a while since we watched this, and I apologize for that. February was a very, very, very rough month for me personally. A lot of things were happening, from my dad being in hospital to sleep schedule not being able to be fixed, partially due to stress. Work being hectic as well, and work continuing to be hectic, although I'm on top of it now. So that's why I've been kind of behind on this. I want to try and catch up as quickly as possible. So we'll be doing our normal 2 episodes today. When we get to the end of the season, I'll be trying to get some more episodes of this in, because we need to catch up. I'm not quite so far behind on School Live, or Symphogear for that matter. I'm not as far behind with those as I am with Log Horizon. So most of the gaps that come from my schedule as we transition between seasons will probably end up being Log Horizon. So we'll probably be doing quite a few episodes of that in the gaps. So stay tuned for those as they get through. I want to try and complete it this season. I know I'm asking a lot because it's a double-length season, so it might not happen, but I want to try and get it done as early into the first part of next season as possible. So anyway, last time out, we kind of had finished our mini arc, our starting arc of saving what's-her-face? Nyanta and what's-her-face? Sarara. There we go, maid girl. Who has the hots for Nyanta, really, let's be honest. Wonder if they'll act on that or not. We'll see. So with that arc kind of concluded, we now had to kind of establish what we're going to do now. What are we going to do now? And we have these cooking methods from Nyanta that we're trying to keep a secret because we can now eat good food for once. Where we learn from Marielle that there's a social divide in the city between strong and weak guilds, and it's kind of making people uneasy. And also we learned of the leveling scheme, essentially. Since there was a new update, the level cap got increased, which is not too big of a jump. I'm sure we've all played a game similar to that, especially MMO-style games that introduce level ups, and like you can now get another next 10 levels and look at this new area and all that good stuff. Like, I'm sure Genshin Impact might approach that eventually. I would not be surprised if Genshin Impact introduced level 100 at some point in its future. It would have to change a couple of the things about its leveling, but I would not be surprised if it happened. Just a poignant example that I'm sure some of you might recognize. But with that, there's a guild called the Hammerling Guild that is recruiting lots of low-level players and is creating a monopoly on a XP item. That you get one a day. If you're low level, you get one a day until you hit a certain level, right? So as long as you never level up, you would have, in theory, an infinite supply of them. Now, I would have thought that those types of items would be non-tradable in the game. Maybe they were, maybe they weren't. But since this is now a real world, maybe that limitation no longer exists, because it's like, it's a physical item. You can't just say this person cannot pick up said physical item. Although, I'm sure, well, Overlord had a system that kind of implied that, I suppose. But I'm not sure specifically on Elder Tales here if they actually had such a system in place, because if not, that was an oversight not to have that item non-tradable, because you could exploit it. I'm sure people would have created Smurf accounts and just traded it to their main account so they could keep leveling, you know? But who knows? Maybe I'm looking too much into it. But it's a show that makes you want to look into it, if you get my meaning. So we learn of this plot, of which our 2 young characters that we saw very early on, what were their names? Toya and Minori. They have got themselves mixed up in that, and Shiroi is looking to help them out and get them out, whilst also simultaneously helping the city out, restoring a sense of balance and a sense of goodwill, because everyone's just kind of like, right now. And to that end, we have our new guild, which is called Log Horizon, which makes sense. Like, I wondered how Log Horizon was going to come into it, and it's like, oh, it's the name of their guild. That makes perfect sense. I did wonder if they would invoke the name of the Tea Party, but as people pointed out, Shirai didn't really run the Tea Party. It wasn't his call to make. He couldn't just take that name for himself. A lot of other members that probably are off in the world doing whatever. So for him to take the name for himself probably wouldn't be the greatest of ideas, and it would draw a lot of attention probably. So just calling it Log Horizon is just a new guild. Like, most people aren't going to pay much attention to it until they see his master plan, which involves 5 million gold somehow. I don't know how we're going to do that. Like, the food booth is raising awareness of the Crescent Moon Alliance and their ability to create real food. That secrets probably won't stay out there forever, because, like, what are the chances that there are other chefs out there in the world that aren't involved in this alliance? Like, surely they exist, right? Although, you don't know. Like, I'm sure that's not a secret that can stay hidden forever. So we're just making a little bit of profit out of it. Like, we earned 40 grand profit, which is nice, but it would take, like, months and months to be able to hit that 5 mil. We don't have that much time. So we kind of left that with Henrietta, and now Shirai is going to invoke part 2. We met up with Sojiro, a former member of the Tea Party, who is offering help, and now we see what plan part 2 is. I have no idea what part 2 could possibly be. We did talk about buying... there is a way of purchasing the city, like parts of the city. I think there was a comment... I forget what it was, but yeah, there's implying that, like, it was like hundreds of million gold to buy certain points. Like, I think the entirety of Akihabara was 900 million. Am I correct in saying that? There was a comment about it at some point, but I'm not going to look back at it. It will take too long. But I think someone said like 900 million. I don't know if that was for the entirety of Akihabara or if that was for certain parts of it. I can't quite remember. But I do wonder why we need 5 million. I don't think that's what you need to... Maybe that's how much you need to buy the top guild building. Like, because they said there's like different tiers of them, and like you have your room in the guild building. So maybe that's how much it is for the very top one. Like, that is better than every other one. But other than that, I can't see another reason for 5 mil. So I guess we'll see. And we'll see what part phase 2 of his plan actually is. He has a plan, so let's watch him follow through with it, I suppose. Anyway, as per usual, these are time-based forum actions here on YouTube. If you want to see full picture-to-picture, you can go to my Patreon down in the description below. £4 a month gets you access to all picture-to-picture actions I do on the channel. We have higher tiers as well for those who want shoutouts, like you saw at the beginning of this video. There's also higher tiers for requests like this, although those are currently closed until next season, and even then I'm not quite sure when they'll be opening, so pay attention to Discord for that sort of thing. But Patreon request shows and everything else are all available in picture-to-picture format on Patreon for just £4 a month. Here on YouTube, we have to time-based those, so bottom left of the screen, you'll see a timer for the episode. I count down 3, 2, 1, play. Then on play, you start the episode, I start the episode, and we'll be in sync. We are watching this one on Funimation, since that's who I can legally view it through here in the UK. We have the Funimation logo to start, so about 7 seconds of logos. I'll call it out as they go past, and you can also use screen flash on my face or the mic to tell when it's transitioning. So, with all that said, let's get into this week's episode, shall we? In 3, 2, 1, play. Funimation, cheers. Here we go. Quests, yes. Mm-hmm. Makes sense, yep. Okay. And OP time. Got a lot of man without a mission. Or man with a mission, rather. Let me just mess up their name every time. Gotta love it. Alright, here we go. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. What chance are you talking about? Okay. Ah. Hmm. A meeting? Are we meeting those guys from before? We are. Mhm. Shopping Street 8. Okay. Damn. Hmm. Getting right down to it. Hmm. Yeah. Fancy. Not saying it out loud though. 60,000. Okay. Hmm. 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 You're not the only one in running. You don't want to lose out to those three, do you? Huh? Hmm. There we go. Bait him in with something he wants to know. Where's our price? Holy shit, we got him to go from 50k to 30k? Really? We baited him with that one. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm. Completely different attitudes towards it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Didn't go as well. Yeah. Yeah. Mm. Mm-hmm. Oh boy. That's not true. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. Huh. Right. Hmm. Right. Right. No lies. Just picking what information to give. I mean, yeah. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Name drop. Ah, a nickname. Mm-hmm. Quite the nickname. Uh, right. It's all that funding. 5 mil. And that's how we're getting our 5 mil. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They're going down that route. I love this. Oh. Okay. Very high level. Oh shit. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. 1.5 from each of them? Yeah. Can they afford to do that? Instantly in. Instantly in. Offering the full 4.5? Okay. That was a very successful negotiation. Very successful. Hmm. So he knows everything, he knows how to know everything. It's a bit of a difference. Hmm. Hmm. Uh. Ooh. No, she's smelling you. Uh. Yeah, they basically are. Sees again. Oh, hello. Not battle. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. 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 God, his name holds a lot of weight in this game. I love it. Oh boy. That was a good episode. That was a good negotiation. Just in the way it was told. Obviously, the outcome was fantastic as well for our characters, but just the way they portrayed it and having the characters have their like ghost selves almost, and the way they mixed shots from Shiroi explaining it to them in the past and then the transitions, very cleverly done. A quick reminder for those of you who haven't been, well, you've been watching me along for the most time. I'm going to skip the preview for next episode once this ED is done. Just because they're a bit too spoilerish. I'm doing the same with World Trigger this season as well. Alright. Skip the ending bits. We do know next week's episode is going to be called Roundtable Conference or Roundtable Meeting, whichever version Funimation ends up taking with its titles. Yeah, that was good. That was a very good like negotiation scene. Because you always wonder when you have like scenes with negotiation that are quite dialogue focused and there's not really much going on, especially in terms of animation. You kind of wonder if that can like kill some of the pacing of your show. For Lock Horizon, it doesn't matter because we haven't been switching from action to slow pace to action to slow pace. It's not like jumbled about. Like this is just part of this arc, and it's the setup for the arc, and then it'll have payoff further down the road. So it just feels like it flows much more naturally. And like I said, the shot choicing to have the Shiroi past explaining things to Marielle and Henrietta, it just did really well for the transitions between those. They could seamlessly transition from the ghost spectral like talking over this as the negotiation was going on, and then transition to what the past was. It was very cleverly done and fit very, very well. But we now have the source of our 5 million, and we're giving up the recipes because ultimately they are not worth 5 million. Like, they sound like they might be, but they're really not worth 5 million. Like, maybe in time that investment will come back because food is something that everybody needs. And if you can get good food, you're going to choose the good food provided it's reasonably priced and you can afford to keep eating the good food. So those businesses that they're essentially giving up, that's fine because they're not wanting to hold on to the food exclusively. They want to spread the food eventually as well. They want everyone to be able to enjoy the food. But they just want the money so they can act the grander plan, which we still don't quite know exactly what it is. Shiroi is coming tomorrow to free Toya and what's her face? Minori, right? Was that her name? Yes, Minori. So we've got this conference though. Conference is the first part of the episode anyway. I do wonder what we need 5 million for. The only thing I can think of is buying parts of Akibura, which seems unreasonable just because that's way too expensive, and that doesn't really get him anything apart from buying a location. I can only think maybe guild building, like maybe buying one of the rooms, like the top room, to establish Log Horizon as like a major player in the guild scene. Although people would be like, okay, you've got a lot of money, so what? That doesn't mean anything. Although then again, money dictates a lot in this world, and any world, let's be real. So, kind of curious where they're going with this. I'm kind of curious how this conference is going to go and who specifically we're meeting for this conference and what we hope to gain out of it. It's going to be very, very interesting. So, yeah, great episode. Glad to be back into it, and we'll go on and watch episode 9 straight after this. So thank you everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed that one as much as I did. Leave a like if you did, as well as your comments what you thought of the episode. Don't forget to subscribe as well to see the next episode, which is coming up straight after this, as well as the rest of the Winter 2021 you find on the channel. Thank you for watching. Until next time, see you guys later.